And here we are. Anderson Fieldhouse is the setting. Bullhead City, Arizona is the place. July 23rd is the date. And the Tampa Nightcrawlers and the Las Vegas Insomniacs are the final two. Let's crown a champion. Let's crown a champion this Sunday. Welcome to the Tom Rathman 44th edition of The Other Side of the Ball. Double A Anthony Alvarez here with you, and with me as usual is my guys, of course, from the Rainbow Bridge of Asgard, where the booming heavens war. You'll behold in breathless wonder he is the mighty Viking, Scott McCorkle.
Top of the morning, man. Gang, gang.
And folks, somebody has made his long-awaited return back to the panel and back to the table. He's back from an assignment. He's back from the Cajun. And oh, by the way, he actually made a pit stop in Cincinnati and got behind the mic and called the Insomniacs and the Chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Casey Cox is back in the building.
How's it going, guys? I am so glad to be back. You don't even realize a 1 month hiatus is a little bit too long. Didn't expect it to be that long, but like you said, I made that pit stop off in Cincinnati just because I could, and I did. I was 10 hours away. Said, why the fuck not?
So, with that said, how did it come to pass to where they needed you to get behind the mic and actually call the rest of the championship game between the Chaos and the Insomniacs? Break down the story for me.
It was actually pretty interesting. To start off, I arrived in Cincinnati before anybody else. I arrived in Cincinnati Friday morning, like 9 a.m. That's how ready for this I was. And I had told Derek on my way up there that, hey, I might be coming to Cincinnati, but I'm not real sure. Let's see how this fireworks season turns out. Sometimes I make some really good money, sometimes not so much. We got cashed out, and I texted Derek, and I said, I'm filling up the car. I'm heading to Cincinnati. He said, all right, see you there. We appreciate you coming out. This will be cool. So we started the drive, 10 and a half, almost 11 hours, to Cincinnati, Ohio, from Bastrop, Louisiana, just south of the very southern Arkansas border. So the very northern tip of Louisiana, back up
Just
there,
the
they
tip?
call them, yeah, up there, they don't even call them Cajun up there. Up there, they call them Arkansas Louisianans. That's
That
the
sounds
Cajuns
like it's right up
from
your
New
alley,
Orleans.
Casey.
The Cajuns from New Orleans come up and buy fireworks from me, and they're like, sorry, but up here we refer to this group as Arkansas Louisianans.
Interesting.
But anyway, I made my trip up there, and I got up there Friday morning and sent a picture, said, hey, here's the field. And there was like,
You was at the airport, right?
yeah. Well, I was at the airport when the team got in too.
Hell yeah.
So I got in, we got a room Friday night. Ended up in an Airbnb Saturday and Sunday. The team came in Saturday, they landed at noon. They left Vegas at like 5:30, 5:45 in the morning Vegas time. They arrived at noon Cincinnati time. And as they came down, I had a whole plan. I had it all planned out. I went to the store that morning, bought a sign. I was going to have my wife make up this nice, beautiful, artistic sign, you know, go Insomniacs, whoop the Chaos, real Cin City, blah, blah, blah. Well,
What happened?
I'm half asleep,
What happened?
and I go in to get poster board.
Mm-hmm.
And my poster board, I'm thinking, okay, if I get black poster board, a bright red is going to show up on that poster board. I'm half asleep. I'm half asleep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's a
I'm
long
like,
drive.
I either buy white poster board and do red and black lettering, or I buy this black poster board and make it look really, really cool with the red lettering, like you see with the Insomniacs logo. And
Yeah, the thought that counts, man.
The thought was good. The thought was good. My wife did not fail to mention to me that, hey, by the way, I'm artistic, and if you get black, nothing's gonna show up on black. We tried every color and it wouldn't show up on black right. So I was like, you know what? F the sign. Let's just get down there,
I heard
right
you was
in
down
front
there
of
with
where.
an invisible sign. Yeah.
Pretty much. But I was down there
Hey,
fist
no.
pumping. My kids were fist pumping,
Hey,
whooping
look.
and hollering.
The fact that you went out there is
inviting,
crazy. Like, that's
as the team
that's dope.
came right as where they could see the first guests, we were the first people standing right there in front of them as they came in, fist bumping all of them, high fiving all of them. then
when
went
you
on
landed,
about our way.
there was a lot of talk about the air quality before, like the games, like leading up to the games.
Oh yeah,
about how bad the air quality was. Was it that bad?
It wasn't really bad air quality. It was just, again, you're in that part of the United States where your humidity level is 50-60% that time of
humidity
year.
is sneaky too.
When I was in Louisiana in that firework tent, we all kind of had our joke. I was like, I'm going to get a good workout in while I'm doing fireworks. That tent is a sauna.
Oh, yeah.
In Bastrop, Louisiana, it did not drop below 65% humidity the 2 weeks I was there. And our temperatures were easily 101, 102 with a heat index of 118, 120.
All right. So you getting behind the mic, how did that happen?
That came about Saturday morning. I guess Derek had been up in the press box, had been talking to Ryan, and he was like, hey, they're dark in New Jersey right now. We may need you guys to jump on and call these games if they can't get it figured out. Derek come down and told me, and I'm like, they don't have anybody better here to do it than us. At least we're here. I made the trip. At least I'm here. He's like, okay, well, at least you're ready, but realize no prep. It's like, it is what it is. We got to do it. If we got to do it, we got to do it.
I wish they'd have let you do it earlier because we only got to see the last quarter of the game.
Right.
It was pretty much from the rest of the second quarter on. There was no issues because for most of the day there was just tremendous issues. It seemed like every other play there would be a gap, and then you wait.
Every scoring play.
We
missed every single scoring play. You go back and check the comments.
This was 11 a.m. We're on the field doing walkthroughs, watching the teams do their walkthroughs. Everybody's starting to show up. And I'm already getting this, hey, you might have to. And I'm like, hey, okay, I'm game face on. Let's get ready.
So what I'm hearing is never mind.
So then the Baltimore and Tampa Bay game started. New Jersey got their stuff figured out. I'm like, hey, are we going to? Nope. New Jersey got it figured out. They're cool. Nice. Awesome. So we're sitting there. We're watching the Nightcrawlers game. Nightcrawlers game ends the way it does. And I'll say this, the Nightcrawlers proved in that game that they can take a team into deep waters and survive it. Because they did. They took the Baltimore Watchmen into deep waters. They had times where they looked like they were down and out, and they kept fighting.
It just seemed like...
Watchmen looked like they were the better team.
Well, but here's the thing.
They did. The whole game they did.
It seemed like when the Watchmen were getting back into the game, the Nightcrawlers had an answer. They had a response for everything. Every time. And that's and that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah. And that was the thing. And here's the thing. DRC wasn't even there.
Yeah.
So they didn't have, they had good corner coverage.
And even
they were able to match up well.
The one thing I will say this,
they do hit. If it looks like they hit on TV.
That's one question I had. Because you were there.
Now here's what I will say. And like I said in our chat, here's what I'll say. By no means did the Watchmen have the size as the Insomniacs. So in no way, shape, or form do I feel like the Nightcrawlers and what they faced against the Baltimore Watchmen gave them any type of readiness to be ready for what they're about to run into in the buzzsaw in Bullhead City of the Insomniac defense.
Okay,
because it's going to come down to this.
You're trying to compare apples to oranges. Those are stylistically, those are two completely different teams.
Well,
like the Watchmen, they're on top of the athleticism that the Watchmen have, the one thing that the Watchmen have is they have so much A7 experience. Specifically, this type of football experience on both sides of the ball, and deep on every level.
I'll give them that. But here's the thing:
they played that
the
game,
way they looked. Here's to me though, on the way they looked when watching them on film, they looked a lot bigger than they actually were.
That's what I was wondering.
When they were on the field, they were big. Don't get me wrong. Like Derek was having to look up to half them guys. Like, don't get me wrong, they were big.
Well, because I wanted to bring up a point.
They didn't seem as big as what they were on video. And then when they hit, but it didn't seem like they hit the way Vegas hit.
Okay, but I wanted to bring up a point about that because I'm wondering from my standpoint, what is it about like the different divisions to where the end product isn't looking the same? Because having watched all season, us sitting up and nitpicking every single game, getting to see it on the monitor while we're watching it on the field, and it just seems like the physicality out here does not translate to film. Because now having to sit back and watch only on film, I understand why people say Like
no.
that Vegas doesn't hit because it's not. I don't think
And
it's,
here's
it's
the
the
thing.
game is shot the same.
No.
And I just wanted to bring this up
No.
to you because from watching the games up in the booth, even just from up in the stands, like from the booth, it doesn't look like you can't hear the thuds and everything. When I was on the field for that Insomniacs City game, every single
You heard it.
play
You heard it.
was thuds.
You heard it
and
and you felt it.
crunches
and don't get me
oomphs.
wrong.
And there was, and what I'm,
Yeah.
1 second. Because of noticing that difference just from our specific league, I was wondering, because it didn't look like as physical of a game on TV as we saw on the field, like me and Dub saw on the
No.
field for the Insomniacs
No.
City game. And what I'm wondering from our standpoint, from an athlete standpoint,
Right.
when we see these highlights coming from the East Coast, honestly, I think it might be half production. I don't necessarily think that their athletes are any better than the ones that we have out here in Vegas by any means. And the reason I'm saying that is I think that, like, I don't know what exactly it is, but what we can do to change it to make it better, because Derek does so much for us and so much for our division.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, he's willing to do whatever it takes to fix these problems. I just don't know how the fuck to fix the problem. But it's not translating on tape how physical our game is.
Here's what I will
was
say.
wondering if what you saw from the field matched up to what you saw on the field from Vegas.
Well,
and now, can I hear what you guys say?
And this is what I was gonna say was, don't get me wrong, every play between the Watchmen and the Nightcrawlers, when there was an actual hit being laid, you heard the thud, the oomph, like it was there, like you heard it. So, but the guys, like I said, on film, to me, they looked a little bigger than what they actually were in real life. They didn't seem to have that
about
build.
the East Coast for a minute, but I can't say that
and I'm
because
gonna
I'm not playing.
And I'm gonna say from what I saw from the stands, your feeling is probably dead accurate. They're not built the same way we are. That's for damn sure.
I just do think
That's why I say it. I don't believe what the Nightcrawlers faced against Baltimore in any way made them ready for what they're about to run in Bullhead City.
Completely different game.
So,
but yes, I see what you're saying.
With that said, let's go to the teletape and let's talk about how both teams got here. So, starting with the Eastern champions, the Tampa Nightcrawlers, they had a less regular season. They went 4-0 in their regular season games. During the regular season, they averaged 31.4 points a game and only gave up 10, basically a little bit over 10.5. Only had 2 playoff games. In their division championship, they thrashed the O-Town Orange 84-6. And of course, back and forth against the Watchmen, they won by a final score of 60-52.
They're this good off of 6 games.
I'm just reading.
They're this good off of 6 games.
I'm just reading
like
off the stats.
I'm saying I've been talking a lot about the Nightcrawlers, and I know I cut you off a lot. I'm sorry, Dub.
No, go ahead.
I love it and I respect it, but holy shit, like that's something crazy to build off of.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
and here's
6
what I will
games?
say. Here's what I will say. Seeing them in
awesome.
Cincinnati, that style of play they play,
They fly.
It matches what we're used to seeing with a flag style of team. It is because they took Baltimore to town with a flag style.
And I think if they would have tried to play more of a fundamental style of football, they lose.
Oh yes, absolutely. No, I
flag
agree.
wins.
Seeing that in
flag
person
wins. Hold on. Let me catch this camera real quick.
Yeah.
Flag wins.
No.
In A7, flag wins. And with A7, we're finding out that A7 translates really well into Arena League. And what translates from Arena League is a special teams player into the League. XFL.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at 90 grand for a fucking season.
No, and I will say,
come on now, like flag is gonna win out. Flag, man, keep talking bad about these flag players, man. We're taking over your league. We now run your league. Us flag players run this league.
I will say the flag style of the game looked good in Cincinnati. It really did. Both teams playing it. The Nightcrawlers who really play that style of football.
Do play flag, yeah.
Well, and the Insomniacs who they really are about that life.
Kings or something.
Well, for one thing,
Kings of Florida, Kings of Flag, something like that. But anyway, they're saucy.
Well, for one thing, Mark Bagway was special against the Watchmen.
But their other quarterback too.
Yes,
he's not even the starter.
No,
he's not even the starter.
Neither is Bagway. He's not the starter.
They don't have a starter, really.
Analytically, from my point, you want to know what I think the biggest mistake of the Watchmen were, and I think a lot of people even Ryan DePaul, who watches a lot of the East, and that's where he's from. Even he said this,
He don't even watch
and
the
I thought
games.
this
He
before he
admitted
said it. Well, he didn't have any choice but to watch that game, and
Don't mean he paying
he said it. He said it just, and I thought it before he said it, but he said it, and it was like I did.
I'm gonna get fired.
I was thinking,
Again.
their biggest mistake was the switching of quarterbacks. If they leave Ace in that game and let Ace run that offense the way he runs it, I think the Watchmen win that game. It was the fact they kept switching back and forth because they thought that style has always worked. That's what's going to work here. What they didn't account for was the Watchmen know how to adjust, or the Nightcrawlers know how to adjust.
What the Nightcrawlers did was they adjusted to the point where they took their 2 defensive MVPs and kind of just got keep away.
Yeah.
It was just keep away. Okay. You can rush like that. You can make these tackles. You can hit like that.
No,
okay.
Absolutely it was.
Then now let's just play keep away. Boom. That little 4 corners.
But I'm telling you, every time
that
Ace
keep
Boogie,
away game, and then they just find somebody,
aka backyard football.
Yeah, but also like you could say that's also a Darnell Richardson smooth style. That is Heem football.
Right.
Anybody that plays in Vegas knows that's Heem football right there. Like that is exactly what that is. And it works. You just all you got to do is just keep away from the athletes.
It seemed like at least for that game, Ace Boogie had the offense going the way it needed to go, and then one play wouldn't go right, and they'd be like, "Okay, your turn," and they'd bring the other quarterback in, and the other quarterback would try to do, and he couldn't.
But what if
he couldn't really?
But what if you
leave
Ace in there for too long? If you leave him in there for 2 series and now Tampa has a full beat on him, now you're whooped.
But
we said everybody there.
DRC wasn't even there.
Here's the thing: everybody said it.
But you have to ride the hot hand if the hot hand's working.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to roll.
Everybody
with it.
But you also don't
everybody
go away
said it
from
before
what helped you get there.
True, because what brought you to the dance is how you're either going to win or how you're going to go down. Absolutely, I agree with that 1,000%.
And they absolutely lived and died by it this season. The Watchmen did at the end, because I think everybody even said it. I think Derek might have said it pregame. I think Chris might have said it pregame. Like, even the production crew might have said it pregame. Like, look, Ace is the best chance for the Watchmen to beat the Nightcrawlers. If they switch, they're done. And they switched, and they got roasted.
Well, not to mention two consecutive 3-on-1 returns by the Nightcrawlers didn't help also.
Right.
When he touches the ball, it's like he just knows how to hit that return. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not the most explosive player on that team. His field vision, I think, is what really does that for him.
Well, like Gale Sayers used to say, give me 18 inches a day, like that's all I need. And I mean, if
I had 18 inches, I'd be in a whole different profession.
If you have that, all you need is a crease. And once you have that crease, and once you hit that crease, it's the difference between the end zone or you're going down getting tackled.
Yep.
But the Nightcrawlers put up 60 against the Watchmen, beating them 60-52. So for their playoff stats, they have averaged 72 points a game while giving up 29. On the other side, how the Insomniacs got here,
whooping ass.
In a sense of running the gauntlet, they finished the regular season 7-0.
I think they whooped ass first and took names later.
They averaged a double nickel, 55 points a game, only giving up 9. So in the wild card round, they shut out the Insomniacs 71-0. Then they were human. They actually gave up a touchdown to OTT, winning 82-6.
OTT earned that one.
They did earn that touchdown. Then the much anticipated rematch between Sick and the Insomniacs turned into.
That game was fun.
That game was so fun to watch as a fan. I'm telling you, that game was so fun to watch as a fan.
I wasn't even mad. My phone.
It was
Skype. I was just down there screaming.
It was chippy. It was physical, but at the end, the Insomniacs kept their composure and got the win by 20, 45, 25. And in the battle for the real title of Cin City, it was the real Cin City of the Las Vegas Insomniacs.
Can't call that a battle. A wash.
It was a 56-13 thrashing. And Mr. Conley,
whatever field that is now considered the Las Vegas wash.
Now, I'll circle back now.
Thank you.
We were sitting there watching the Insomniacs game. I'm rooting as a fan. My family's enjoying it. We're standing up there. We're like, early, this game is over. Like, we're just enjoying it.
From what I hear, it was over as soon as AJ walked past everybody and they got scared.
Well, Yeah, he walked to go take care of business, and
he was
they said
stretching his
something to him.
ankles.
They said something to him, and from that point on, he was like, "I'm ready to get on the field. I'm ready to get on the field. I'm ready to field on. Let's go."
And he was stretching his ankles.
And oh my,
cracked him.
he did.
Well, that was after he had jumped off sides the first 2 plays, and if the plays would have ran through, he would have had 2 sacks, which would have gave him his 5 because I said over under 5, and he was more than halfway there, and then didn't get it.
I think it was 21 or 22 to 6 or 8 at the point where
they had no shot, man.
Ryan, I heard Ryan from in the booth, because he's in the booth doing main production, and I hear him go, "Where's Casey?" And Derek went, "Right here." And then Derek looked at me and said, "Casey, booth now." And I went, "Huh?" He said, "Booth, they need you." I went in there, and Ryan's like,
"Did you mess up any names?
Here you go." Did I mess up any names?
Yeah, I don't know.
He didn't.
I don't think I was listening.
He
for
didn't.
it too.
He didn't pronounce any names for the Chaos. He just went off of numbers.
Yep.
Good.
No, I didn't.
Look,
I didn't have a
learning,
roster.
man.
The only thing I knew was the quarterback
Insomniacs.
keynote.
Yeah.
The only thing I knew for the
basically-
Chaos was their
He basically just
running,
went numbers for the Chaos,
Yeah.
and he knows the Insomniacs because we've been doing games all year. And
I don't think. Hey, and I don't think.
No,
you listened. I don't think I missed any
No,
of
you didn't.
the
No,
I'm just
names
giving you
of
a
the
hard time.
Insomniacs
No, I don't think
at
you
all.
did. I'm just fucking
So,
around.
but I did know Keynote, and that was
like
the
I
one,
said last
or whatever his name is for the Chaos.
like I
but
said last
I didn't
week.
know anybody else.
For you,
I have no
I know the
idea.
guy that they were all hyping up of coming out of the arena that was going to be the running back was.
Didn't know him.
shit.
He didn't do nothing.
but I mean, like I said last
They
week,
all
for
looked out of
you,
shape.
for
And I'm
you
out of shape right now.
just go there in a sense on a whim, no notes, no nothing, and to do what you did, that was flawless.
I'm going to tell you guys, high moment of my career. I looked at Derek. I might have messaged Derek afterwards. I said, I've been doing this 10 plus years professionally, including college. This is what I was working towards. And I finally got there, but it wouldn't have been without thanks to Mr. Derek Duncan. And I told him, I said, I owe you so much thanks for that opportunity even arising, because if you don't open that door for me last spring and invite me in to be the broadcaster and have that much faith in me that I can do it and be what you need me to be, and we've had our rough patches and had to work through them, and I've had to step my game up a little bit, but I've adapted and done well. And for you to give me that opportunity, that is what opened the door for Cincinnati. And I thank you so much for that. And I still do today. And that'll never go away. Hats off to Mr. Duncan for giving me that opportunity, for sure. But it definitely the high moment of my career so far.
Another thing we were seeing on film, what was the field conditions like? We saw people like having a bunch of trouble trying to get traction. Was that grass? Was it just loose?
Honestly, it didn't seem loose. Like here, we see them slip and slide all the time, and we get a lot of it.
When the turf gets hot, it gives.
This turf felt, at least to me. Now I wasn't in cleats, but I was in a pair of brand new shoes that I bought, and it felt like moving around out there that it got decent traction. Now, as it got hotter throughout the day and that humidity set in, I don't know. Condensation build on turf? I don't know. Maybe the humidity caused a little bit of a slip and a slide issue and some traction issues. I think the people who played the earlier game had the advantage.
Okay, can I ask you, what did the Nightcrawlers sidelines feel like? How did they seem like as a unit? How did they move?
They were together. They were together.
Okay.
They were. I didn't seem to realize a whole lot of fighting and arguing. Now, what I will say, the Baltimore sideline, the sideline we were closest to, when they got down, you could tell there were some guys getting at each other that they're like that team started to really not feel it. And you could feel the moment when Baltimore kind of had a feeling this is our last gasp effort, and they couldn't do nothing. I think it was on that 4th down, and they turned it over, and that was it.
Okay, so as we break down the Nightcrawlers, obviously this team is very athletic, very, very athletic, and very, very skilled. And basically, a lot of them come from a flag breakdown. So, given what you've seen on film, and given what you saw live in Cincinnati, and I'll start with you. What's something you take from them? Like what impresses you? What impresses you about the Nightcrawlers?
What impresses me about the Nightcrawlers, for one, Henderson is who Henderson is. He hits. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He'll stop people. But what impressed me the most about them, I think, was the speed. They are fast. They are quick. They will beat you over the top, and that quarterback will hit it. He's accurate. But he can also move on his feet, so you got to account for that too. Like, that's the big takeaway. I didn't realize how good on his feet he was. Like, I had heard, hey, he can run and he can throw. No, he can run and he can throw. All that talk is not hype. That is legit shit.
Scotty?
I think the thing that stood out the most for me is like their ability to, regardless of who was in, like subbing out, or they don't sub a crazy amount on defense, but the ability to maintain their composure and like being able to maintain their discipline, like being able to maintain their assignments. So like when the play did break down, they weren't running all over scrambling trying to figure it out. They trusted each other to know their assignment and to get there. Like, so that's why I was wondering what the sidelines felt like, because if the sidelines are good, there is no arguing. If people are talking, like, and we're not talking like getting loud with each other, you got to get on this end, because that still changes the tone a little bit. If guys are cool, calm, and collected, playing that fast and intense, and having conversations on the sideline, not giving orders on the sideline, then it brings in a whole other like threat to the game, because you're not gonna get in their head. They just won a playoff game by 8 points, and they weren't tripping.
No, I was
back to back, they were giving their best shots, and I don't think they pulled anything. You know what I mean? Like, they were giving the Watchmen all they could give, and the Watchmen barely didn't have enough. Like, if the Watchmen had maybe played in a couple of national flag tournaments together as a unit, different ball game. You know what I mean? Just to know how these guys move, like, because they move like flag players. You know what I mean? So like the ability to move and game plan like a flag team, and what that means is they're gonna take more chances. But also you're gonna take safe chances, and what that means is, like that backstack position that the Kryptonite used with RTC. Okay, you got a fast rush. Okay, I'm going to give it to one of the best athletes in the league in open space, and I bet he can break a tackle. Can you get two to him before he can get to the outside? Well, it's a safe chance, because, okay, we have this incredible rush. They have the ability to spread the ball out, and not just spread the ball out once, but usually when a team throws the ball behind the line of scrimmage, now it's going forward. They have no issue throwing the ball back 3 times. That's flag football. You know what I mean? You're not going to get that from playing at, I don't care what D1 fucking college you played at. You don't get that experience. That pursuit is different. That's why Vegas is better than fucking everybody. Our pursuit. And it's because of how we learned how to play football. We may not have grown up with the best athletes. We got the best athletes now in high school. We didn't grow up with the best athletes. But we got Cali right here. We had to pursue, because we might miss the first fucking tackle. And in flag, you know how hard it is, how easy it is to miss a flag? You got to keep pursuing. You got to make sure that you got your guys back. And if somebody knows you got their back, it makes it a lot easier to make the fucking tackle, because the pressure's not on you. You know you got somebody coming. That's what sets us apart. That's what makes us different. But this is the first team we're running into that also has these same fucking attributes. And I am way excited to see this fucking game.
Oh, you said it best too. You said it best when you said yelling and screaming and demanding people to do things on the sidelines. Like anytime I looked over, I don't know if Derek looked over, anytime I looked at Crossfield and looked at the Nightcrawler sideline, it wasn't yelling and screaming. It was a group of guys coming together going, okay, this is what we need to do. This is what we saw. Let's make this adjustment and let's do it. And it was, hey, I noticed you doing this. Let him go in and get next time and see if he can adjust better.
So it seems
the difference between those two attitudes.
They were together. That's what I mean by they were together. They weren't yelling, and it didn't seem like at any point, even when they were down big, it didn't seem like they were yelling and screaming.
It was more of coaching amongst themselves as opposed to going back and forth.
At least in my eyes, it seemed that way. Yes.
Perfect. So that makes them even tougher. So, I think that may be that 8-point differential.
So, Scotty, let me ask you this: put your defensive coordinator cap on. how do you prepare for a talent that is Mark Bagway? Like, what do you do?
Pursuit. Maintain your assignments and pursue.
Don't over pursue.
Don't let. But see, that's part of pursuit. Is a good DN knows the difference.
Exactly.
A good DN knows when not to go for the tackle.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's not the most important thing. Because if he breaks that contain, now he can throw the ball with confidence.
Well, no, that's.
But if you maintain the containment, and he can't make that one more move, that throw's gonna have a little bit of hesitation on it. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna be the key to the game. It's gonna be the pursuit, and it's gonna be everybody's pursuit all the way through the depth because Tampa runs a tempo. So yeah.
Would you say perhaps the over pursuit can help set up somebody else on the defensive end to get the tackle per se? Would that be a strategy?
Not with the way we run defense. Not with how we run defense. That would be something if you could get away with rushing two, like sometimes the pit bosses could get away with in the fall brawl. But I think that's a lack of, offensive linemen and like the talent they were playing against. But you can't over pursue. That's the worst possible thing you can do because once Bagway or the other quarterback, once they get some space, they don't need to break all the way across the field. He needs a half a second.
No, that's what. Yeah, I was gonna say.
So that over pursuit to try and set up a big hit on the other side, it sounds good and it looks good in the movie.
No,
but against somebody like that, he's in that little fraction of a second, he's gonna let that ball go, and that Florida speed is gonna be out of there.
Or let me bring it to you a different way. Like he brings it as not the way in the Insomniacs play defense, not the way we play defense out here. With any other team, maybe that works a little bit, but against Bagway, like he said, that slight over pursuit, he's either A, going to release the ball downfield to a defender that can beat somebody over the top, or he's going to find his step and then he's going to take off and there's not going to be enough of a pursuit there to back it up. And
but even
because of the over
pocket
pursuit,
passer, you start over pursuing, all they got to do is really step up into a creative pocket. And like Corey Hammond would love
I don't even think you have to give him a half a second, though. I don't even think you have to give Bagway half a second. Yeah. I mean, he's that quick with the way he thinks because of how long he's been in this game. Like, he's on a different level when it comes to quarterback in the A7.
And not on a different level from what we have in Las Vegas.
No.
He's on a different level from what they have seen.
Yes.
Like, over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's not on a different... He's good, and he could start on, most teams out here. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's trash by any means. He's amazing.
Yes.
But also, I think that we have better quarterbacks.
Oh, no, absolutely.
But
I'm not going to argue with that.
I'm a ride for my city, and I think our guys are better, period.
Yeah, no. I do, too. I'm just bringing a different...
Yeah.
So when they start playing that lateral game...
AJ's going to kill somebody.
Yep. Bottom line,
regardless of whether or not they have the ball, that's what you have to understand about AJ's pursuit and his motor is
relentless.
Him and Mac are the reason I'm going to play for the Insomniacs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Everybody else could leave that team tomorrow,
and that is official, ladies and gentlemen. He just said,
yeah, no, everybody else could leave that team tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna play with them. Like, I went to play with Mac, and AJ's my favorite player in A7. Like, and because of his pursuit, his motor, and when he turns to pursue the ball, it's 100% he's going to make the tackle. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, what Brian Urlacher used to call him, loafs. There's no loaf in that man. You know what I mean? So with all that pitching back and forth, if somebody gets rid of the ball and tries to block, good luck. Say goodbye to your sternum.
This is the biggest compliment I can give him. And I normally don't make comparisons like this, but the way he pursues and his motor, it eerie reminds me of Lawrence Taylor in his prime with the Giants.
Yes.
It's and in my opinion, LT is perhaps the greatest defender I've seen in my lifetime. I mean, the whole game plan changed because of 56. Yeah. His motor and the way he pursues to get to the quarterback reminds me so much of LT. It's ridiculously funny.
Yeah. And he's been working on his hands. So, but also at the same time, there's a way to get around that.
True.
But that pitch and catch, it's going to get one of their good players hurt. Like, playing against a defense like ours, because, okay, like, you might get it away with me 2 steps away this first time, but the next time you're going to barely get it away. And I know the third time I'm teeing off on you. I don't give a fuck if you get the ball away or not. because I know it's going to still be touching your fingers when I crack you. And now you're never going to throw that fucking ball again. If I hit you like that, you're never throwing that ball again.
Tell me how you really feel.
I mean, look, there's a couple quarterbacks out here that will not try and throw the ball when they're fucking when they're held on to no more.
Here's what I think the biggest difference in this weekend is going to be come the championship. And
Best
I'll say,
3-on-1s
I'll say,
to ever.
well,
This is gonna be a best 3-on-1
the best 3-on-1 matchups ever for sure.
Took the
for
words
sure.
right out of my mouth.
PTSD is going.
this-
I'm gonna have a seizure.
This is why, because everything else is going to be so good about the game. What
Same
to me, and I
arena.
think I said it in our group, in our chat. I said what it's going to really come down to between these two games, these two teams, and what's the difference? Go down the rosters, name the players, and follow that name up with the first word that comes to mind: dogs.
Yeah.
How many dogs do the Insomniacs have? I can't name as many dogs for the Nightcrawlers. I mean, go down that Insomniacs roster. Name a player. Dog.
Yeah.
Tone Smith.
It's
dog.
it's hard to argue that.
Trey
point.
Robinson. Dog.
I can't
Matt
wait
Kinney.
to see.
Dog.
I can't
AJ
wait.
McQuaid. Dog.
Debo Munchie.
Mouth. Dog. Munchie. Dog. Scooter Hamilton. Dog. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Everybody
and
down that roster.
I can't wait to see this
And plays like it, too.
RTC versus Henderson.
RTC. Dog. Like, come on.
RTC versus Henderson.
And
This is going.
That's gonna be
because
crazy.
They're not just both just like big oafs. You know what I mean? Like they both know how to play this game.
before you continue, ladies and gentlemen, the very proud owner of the LA Nevada division has joined us, Mr. Derek Duncan. How art thou, sir? Tim Burr.
Tipsy.
Okay,
knocking shit over.
Okay, so while you were coming in, we were breaking down the Nightcrawlers from what we've seen, what Casey saw live, what Scotty saw on film. You were there live
You
also?
guys are
Casey?
talking about fishing worms?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Cool.
The best fishing
Yes.
worms,
The best
The
way-
best
but it's
fishing
the best-
worms out there,
The
the
best way to get some
Nightcrawlers.
trout and some bass.
Yes. Nightcrawlers.
Some bass, not
Some
not
bass.
some ass. Got it.
Yes. But your take
I
real
got some
quickly on
tricks for the other
the
one.
Tampa Nightcrawlers from what you've seen.
Speed,
Thank you. Yep.
and endurance to go with it.
Yep.
You will not wear them down. So if you think your depth is going to get them in a position where you're going to be able to run them off the field in the third and fourth quarter because you've been running them all day, they will run with you the entire time. You have to be physical to wear them down. You got to body punch to wear them down. Just running and trying to run them off, it's not going to work.
So with the boxing analogy, would you say the Insomniacs establish the jab and jab, 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 jab?
No.
No? Really?
Body.
Oh.
Go to
Body
the body.
shots.
Go to the body.
Get,
Okay.
get them weak so you take away their endurance. Get them on the ground. Do a little extra while you're down there. I'm not advocating for that, but do a little extra while you're down there. and make sure you take their ability to recover quickly. Just like boxing, just like UFC. Body kicks, body blows, once they start getting weak and they can't recover that way,
And
then,
once you
then you can win the game. Because talent-wise, speed-wise, we are evenly matched. I think they've likely got better endurance than we do. So our advantage the way we gain the advantage is by hitting and being aggressive at the line and taking the game to them. Do not let the game come to you. You let the game come to you, that game is over.
Ask the Watchman.
They gave him such a good shot.
And look, the Watchmen, like they really played a really good game.
Yes,
if
they
they were
did.
playing
They did.
anybody besides the Nightcrawlers or the
Oh, no.
Insomniacs, they
Absolutely.
win that game.
Absolutely.
Mangle.
Right.
Mangle anybody else.
There-
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a ton of talent on that team, ton of depth, not the same elite speed across the board. And that's where their shortcoming was. But they are physical. And because of their physicality, they got some advantages on them. But they didn't stick with that same physicality the whole time. They tried to get gadgety, trying to do a lot of things, let people get behind them on defense instead of knocking them out at the line. Like, you got to be physical with these boys or you're going to get whooped.
And they
Right.
didn't pull out a Baltimore special.
Yeah, right. That's weird.
That was weird.
Right.
All right. Now you want to talk about this matchup. So the floor,
RTC.
the floor is yours.
Man,
as I give
RTC
the
and Henderson.
as I
man.
give the to the Viking. Go ahead, sir.
I think this is the swing of the game.
Really?
I think so. Like because just because of what just kind of piggybacking off of what Derek just said, that's the body blow. That's the liver shot. Because that controls everything. Henderson, if And Henderson and AJ are my two defensive player of the year. Like there's really no other option.
Fair analogy.
And from my standpoint, there's my East and West. I'll let somebody smarter than me pick between the two of them because I'm biased. But Henderson, the way he tracks the football, the way he the way he controls the defense, and this is just from on film. I don't know how it sounds on because we can't hear the field, but it just seems like he maintains his composure throughout, even the tough times and everything. Like he's able to control the defense in a way to where if he struggles, if he misses a tackle, if RTC gets up on him a couple of times and gets to chirping, I think that game is over. I think it's over. Because I think everybody looks to him, and if RTC can get him to hang his head one fucking time,
Done.
it's over. It's fucking over. Because it's blood in the water, and our team is full of fucking sharks. If he drops his head one fucking time, it's over with. One truck stick. If Matt Kenny puts him on his back and RTC scores, game's done. It might not be. I'm not saying we blow him out. I'm saying it could frustrate him, and if we frustrate that one player, the defense falls apart, and now we just have to get one stop.
See,
because they can score with us.
I disagree with if Mac puts him on his back and they score, it's over. But the hanging the head thing, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Because Mac is going to put anyone in this league on their back, and RTC is going to score as long as those two guys are on the team together. And these guys have the resilience to bounce back. I don't see that being but if he goes, oh fuck, man, this ain't for me.
A confidence breaker?
Yeah. If it's a confidence breaker and he doesn't bounce back from that, then I would agree with you. But Henderson's not a guy who's that.
Let me amend that then. If RTC breaks his tackle,
there you go.
I was just getting ready to say yes.
Or if he can't even get to him.
Right.
If he can't get his fucking hands on him,
if he outruns him,
gets frustrated, you know what I mean? Like if he just then that can be a problem.
I was totally gonna go to that with the tackle. I was gonna say if he tries to give RTC,
I was like, oh, they could just
If he tries to give RTC his best shot and RTC just shakes it off and shrugs it off,
oh, he will.
Then that right there is the game
RTC
over.
could shake. After what we've seen from that man,
oh, I know he
Wilkerson can shake anything off. It doesn't matter.
I'm waiting
Wilkerson could get hit by a cat bus and walk away.
You mean an RTC bus? They don't make cat buses anymore.
Exactly.
I called him the cat bus the very first program. I'm like, somebody looked at me like, we don't have those anymore. I was like, okay, he's the RTC.
It's been a while since I was that bro.
Well, you saw how he ran against the Chaos.
I mean, I'm coming up on it again.
Yes.
Whatever.
You saw how he ran against the Chaos. I think it's pretty fair to say that.
That's not fair, though. That's varsity playing a freshman team.
I'm just talking about how he ran the football.
Assessment.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. The aggression.
That's all I'm saying.
From that first
run
toss,
through Henderson.
From the first toss where he shook off, like he literally just pushed two people off of him, two grown men, just pushed them.
But not just that. He turned around and looked back at them as he's on his way to the end zone.
Pat and Schwank on the head mid play for pancakes. Nah, we see it. I think that matchup causes a lot of fucking problems. But also, I'm also really, really excited to see because who is DRC going to try and lock up? Does he lock up the fastest man in the league, Danye? Or does he try to lock up Davik, which is one of the most dangerous receivers? Or does he try to lock up Munchie, who is Debo?
The Swiss Army knife.
So Davik did tell me while we were in Ohio, he finally beat Danye in a race. So I don't know who the fastest man in the league is.
Okay, has that been
well, Danye wasn't there to confirm it. So.
I need tape. Davik, I'm not saying
we need film.
Type of slow.
We need film.
No type. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm just saying.
You need a photo finish, huh?
But speaking of which, something that Casey did point on earlier in this podcast, I definitely do agree. I think the biggest difference possibly could come down to the 3-on-1. Just
extra points.
That too, but I really think the 3-on-1 can really play a big factor just because both teams have guys that are very capable of taking it back to the house. So just give me your pinpoint on that.
I want to know how. I know that the Insomniacs have given up very few returns for touchdowns. I would like to know how the Nightcrawlers. I haven't paid attention to it yet, but I would like to know what their coverage is like.
They did a very good job in Ohio.
I know their return game is amazing, but I don't know if the Watchmen have the return guys.
No, they got some speedsters.
They have some speedsters,
And-
but
Keys being one of them.
Keys. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I give us the slight edge, but I'm super biased.
Look, I'm gonna go and talk some shit right now. Like, they gave up 30 points a game to scrubs, to straight up scrubs.
Yeah.
The Insomniacs are an elite team. They're putting up 60. Are you going to be able to put up 60 as well?
It's a very
If you're
good
giving up
question.
30 to scrubs, they're putting up 60 in a heartbeat. Are you also going to be able to put up 60? And
They haven't taken the game seriously
and
yet.
the Insomniacs are giving up 11 a game.
Yeah.
Are you going to be even?
don't-
You're an elite squad. You'll probably put up 25 to 30. If they put up
That's-
60, guess what? You just lost.
Well,
Oof.
I think this game
I-
will go all 4 quarters for absolutely. I don't see it going any other way, but going all 4 quarters.
Oh, definitely.
Mhm.
I'm not
No,
saying mercy
absolutely
rule.
not.
I don't think the
Absolutely not.
Insomniacs are going to blow them out. I think it's
No.
going to be a close game,
No.
a one-score game. But on paper, based on the comp,
Yeah,
and based on the end results,
could get
the
ugly.
Insomniacs should run away with this thing.
it could get very
But
ugly.
these guys are ballers in
Yes,
Florida.
sir.
They're going to
And then-
figure it out, and they're going to play hard.
Like I said earlier, 6 games. This is how good they are off of 6 games.
Right.
That's scary. Yeah,
Well, I mean, they
It's impressive.
pretty much have the same unit they had last season and added some more talent. And they were great last season to the point they almost beat a version of the Watchmen team last season and had them beat had they not got stupid at the end of the game.
Yeah.
They were in the
Agree.
exact same situation this year at the end of the game, and they respected the football and didn't screw it up this time and walked away with an 8-point win.
Yep.
Just what
there
I
was no dancing in the last 2 minutes from the Nightcrawlers this time.
Yeah, and you guys were talking about what the Nightcrawlers looked like on the sideline. I was like, I did not see anything from them on the
Nothing.
sideline. I was I couldn't pay attention to that. Unfortunately, I was there as a fan, and then when all the tech broke down and we were talking about stuff and trying to help out and doing what we can do, and I'm still there trying to help the Insomniacs and take care of them, make sure they have everything. I missed a lot of what I wanted to see, so now I'm watching film and watching it back, and it's gonna be fun. I think the Insomniacs win. I think they win by
By
like
6.
four.
I think I saw more of that game than Mr. Duncan did
Insomniacs by
because
6.
of
Right.
because of the things you were doing to try to help out
Right.
until I got called upon.
I definitely think it's fair to say both teams are very athletic.
Absolutely.
Almost kind of similar, but as we always say, styles make fights. I think by far for the Nightcrawlers, this is the most athletic team they've seen all year in the Insomniacs. And perhaps you maybe could say the same thing. This is the first athletic team the Insomniacs have seen all year. That can be up for debate.
Definitely the fastest team they've
Yeah.
seen.
Definitely the best, fastest
Right.
by far.
So it's contrasting styles.
Well, like I say, in Florida, 4-3s grow on trees. We got a few of them in Las Vegas that will be able to hang with them.
They all have that speed out there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, Florida speed is different. Like, Florida speed is different, and I don't even know how to explain it, because like it's not a straight top end speed. It's a speed in and out of the break.
And shifty as
It's a
hell.
quickness.
Right.
Like it's the agility level that comes out of Florida is uncanny, and reaction time.
Right.
So it's like, and they know I don't know if they study the game or what it is, but it's like they know when to break down. They know when you don't break down and when to make their cut. It's fucking different.
Yeah,
like
but-
playing and that's just playing flag, but trying to tackle somebody compared to trying to
Exactly.
pull a flag is different.
And that's where the Insomniacs have the advantage, because when someone breaks down in front of them and they think they're going to shift and try to get around
they
them,
crack.
they are. Trey is going to lower his head with his little strong ass and run somebody over, man. I love watching him do that. I'm like,
With
balance.
like, you
with
can get
his
around him,
shades
but
on.
no, I'm going through you and then I'm stepping over you.
with his shades on.
Right.
With his shades on. Okay, so let me ask this question.
He's one of the only people that has
You
a
wanna see-
downward stiff arm.
Right. see
Like
this.
he'll let you get super close to him and then push you down.
Right,
Like
he
that
uses you as
to let
leverage.
you- Yep. 'Cause he runs. It's like he has incredible core strength. So like he meets you up top, tries to get you to push just a little bit back, and then he pushes you down. It's quite clever.
Right, that's pretty
Casey, real quick, and then I'll ask this question for the panel. Go ahead. You're going to make a point.
I was just gonna say, you want to see an example of Trey hitting somebody and not giving a fuck? Go to my YouTube channel and check out one of my shorts. He hits somebody in pads and bounces back up and says, "You're gonna learn today,
Oh, I
dummy."
remember that one.
And that's his energy.
Right.
That's
That
his
was-
energy he
yeah.
brings. Imagine that now without pads.
Right.
He hits the same way. It
All
doesn't
right.
matter.
So let me bring this across for the panel. The game's indoors, but it is still playing in dry heat, even though there's going to be air conditioning. Do you think that plays any kind of a difference at all for a team from Florida coming from humidity to?
I think we pulled the one team that it really doesn't fucking matter against.
Right.
Good point.
It's the one team
Yeah.
that,
Good point.
honestly,
They've
all
got
that
humidity,
shit
they've
we
got-
did talking about, oh, welcome to Nevada, welcome to this heat and all that bullshit, none of it matters now.
No.
They're from fucking Florida.
It's just
Because
They're used to
they're
it.
used to 99, 100 degrees with 90% humidity.
Yeah.
So like it honestly, it doesn't. It honestly, it might give them a bit of an edge because their body is like
Used to it.
trying to retain water. So like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I think somebody from the Northeast struggles when they come out here, but I think Florida, we pulled the wrong fucking team for that.
Well,
Right.
let me tell you where the advantage is going to come in.
Okay.
How far both teams go in the flag tournament the day before.
Yeah.
So they are going to be some of the best talent out there and have a chance to be in that championship game. And if they have to go against each other in that championship game, knowing that they're going to be playing each other the next
In the
day for
championship,
25 bands instead of just the 10, it's going to get weird. And dudes are going to level up for that Saturday game.
A chance to get 35 racks.
Yeah.
Bro, you clean sweep on the
Man.
weekend? That's 35 bands.
That is
Right?
Yeah.
That is winning.
That's winning when
Are the
winning means
rosters
something.
locked for the flag tournament?
Rosters are not locked, but the teams are locked.
So I'm gonna bring my cleats. I ain't on nobody's team, but I'm gonna bring my cleats.
Oh.
We gonna see.
I
haven't
think that
moved
was
around yet.
an
I haven't-
open casting call.
Like, I haven't
Yeah.
moved- no, I haven't
He
moved
said,
around yet,
if you
yet.
want me, pick me up. Here I
I ain't
am.
played no.
So
play.
the
I'm
Rainbow
putting it out
Bridge
there.
of Osgard is ready to lower the hammer.
Man, look, man. I mean, if I had a hammer, I'd be in a whole different line of work.
Hey
too.
man, if there's a way to get back into football, go do
But
it in a
the-
flag
man,
game,
look,
dude.
that's
for
what
some money.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like,
Like,
go get your
because
feel
surgery-
back in a flag game with some money on the line.
I did lose over half my blood.
Yeah.
February 22nd.
No shit. So,
like
Let's go.
I still think I'm pushing it a little bit, you know what I mean, as far like I still haven't even given it 6 months, but I want to play so fucking bad.
So play.
fucking bad.
Play.
This game was
Mhm.
and I think flag would be better than to just jump right
Play.
back into an A7 game.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
Right. I mean,
but I'll have my cleats and I'll have my flags. So
And his hammer.
all you need
I
is
always got
all you
that
need is a
That's
jersey.
odd.
yeah, I mean I got a white jersey and a black jersey. So what's up?
Calling all flag tournament teams that are playing this weekend. The Viking is a free agent and looking for a home.
Man, I want to play. Let's go.
Hit
And
him
he'll
up.
bring all of Asgard with him.
Vinny
Let's
Gelato
go.
said, "Come to CK Heem."
Oh shit, Heem's in there. Oh well, I already have a team then.
Just that quick.
Claim.
Well, no, like
He's been claimed off waivers.
If Heem is in a tournament, I'm not playing with nobody else. That's who I came into playing flag with.
That's Sherm's team,
Right.
right?
No, Heem is with me, Smooth, CJ, Jimmy, and all of them. Like
Okay.
the guy, like the core base from Kryptonite.
Got it.
Yeah, it's that.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
Well-
we've been playing together. Like, nah, I just
Just that
A7
quick.
is a little
Just that quick.
no, I'm gonna play with them. Yeah,
He has been signed.
Yep, that quick.
Well, we've talked
5
about
seconds in.
and I already got my jersey.
we've been talking about Bullhead City ad nauseum for the last 3 months. Well, it's finally here. So there's no more talk about the road to Bullhead City. We will be there this weekend, arriving on Friday, of course, talking about the biggest foodie truck festival that Bullhead City has ever seen. There are vegan options, so if you're hungry, bring your stomach to taste some of this good food. In addition to that, you got car shows. Pharaoh's Car Club of Arizona, the Colorado River Corvette Club. So if you like Corvettes, Little Red Corvette, T-tops, whatever you like, come check that out. Also, Anderson themselves will be having some cars. So if you like hot rods, if you like old school, just whatever kind of car you like, come out to the car show. Of course, all this talk about the flag tournaments with 10 racks on the line. That's a flag tournament on Saturday. Not to mention the Combine on Saturday and Sunday, ran by former...
Just Saturday.
Just Saturday now?
Yep.
No Sunday? Okay. Correction. Just on Saturday before the championship game. It is still being ran by Mike Tice. You will still get AFL scouts, XFL scouts, USFL scouts. Again, you have a shot, you have a dream, come out, go for it.
It's
And
been awfully fucking quiet. I'm calling out everybody in Las Vegas.
Uh-oh.
Fuck that. It's been loud. No, because Reek did this shit in the players chat, and I fucking agree with them. And Reginald Black, he hopped on and co-signed this shit. Like, it's real shit. What the fuck are y'all scared of? Y'all haven't been working out. Y'all been fucking sitting at home expecting these opportunities. Like y'all, we can't fucking sit here and expect to get these looks and get these shots and get these deals and get paid to play this fucking game if y'all sitting at fucking home smoking cigarettes and not doing a goddamn thing. We're not filling up the fucking seats. We're not, because y'all want to be bullshitting around all the fucking time. If you really have the talent and you've been putting in the fucking work, you're gonna bring fucking people out to watch you. Point blank. Period. Look at the teams that bring out fucking bring out fans. Get your ass in the gym. Quit being fucking lazy. Quit getting walked all over. Get some fucking pride. Man, stand the fuck up, man. Get your shit together and get out there and put some fucking numbers out there and quit talking shit. Fuck.
This public service announcement was brought to you by Scott the Viking McCorkle from the Rainbow Bridge of Asgard.
Stand on business.
God damn it.
Stand-
Everybody talking shit. Everybody talking shit. I do this. I do that, man. I ain't seen nobody talk about the fucking combine. But Lavish with a broken foot and Reek who's in the gym all fucking day.
Yep.
But look at the way he fucking plays. Look at the way he fucking plays. He's going somewhere.
For sure.
He's fucking going somewhere. He won't be, and hopefully he comes back to teach somebody else how to fucking do it once he makes it to the XFL, to the AFL, to CFL, and then to the fucking league. He's got the attitude. He's got the drive. He's got he's got everything to do it. Man, man, if there's some young kids out there and they want to fucking role model in the A7FL, man, look at what Tariq does. Look at what he does. He's putting in the fucking work. He stretches. He's working on mobility. He's doing the right fucking things. Man, he's a good kid, and he's not out there on all that hoorah bullshit. Like he's really just about putting in work and playing the fucking game, man. Shout out to him for putting in the work.
Scott McCorkle.
Hey, Chris Vera's in the chat. He's listening now.
Oh.
Nice.
And Trey asked, "Where's my daddy?" So Trey, your daddy's in the chat now. Y'all got to figure it out.
Trey, your dad is on assignment somewhere in the Fortress of Solitude, but don't worry.
I think Chris works for the CIA. He don't really ever talk about what he does.
Right.
He just goes on assignment every once in a while, and it's always last second. He flies in just in the nick of time.
Wearing glasses.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing glasses?
It's some blacklist type shit, I'm telling you.
What's that wig?
Hold on. I'm trying
He's going to have to paint on some eyebrows for that.
He says he's in Seattle for work.
He is in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. I was trying to get one of his.
They got great strip clubs.
In Seattle?
Seattle has
Seattle?
Seattle and Portland, like, because they touch the SeaTac area.
Portland, I agree with.
They all have. I'm pretty sure it's the highest strip club per capita area in the entire country. I'm pretty fucking sure. They have more strip clubs than Vegas do.
Then that's the reason their talent's so diluted.
Yeah, that
Bro,
right.
Bro, we hit some strip clubs in Seattle and they were not the business. They need to get in the league so we can talk to them about what's going on.
Clubs, though. I like terrible strip clubs. I love Chicas Bonitas and Talk of the Town out here. If you don't know about Talk of the Town, there was an amputee chick that had track marks in the stump.
Right.
They have metal chairs.
How you gonna talk about
metal fold-out chairs?
How you gonna talk about crazy strip clubs and not bring up the Villa?
Oh, Larry's Gorillas?
Yeah,
Larry's Gorillas.
The shitty titty.
Shut down. Oh, bro. Oh man. Look, anywhere that you could get a steak in Vegas, a steak and see some titties is fucking amazing in my book.
Titties, and a skin graft.
Oh. And if you walk in with some construction boots on and a hammer loop, you get a discount.
Done.
It's done. It's over with. You can get an 8-ball and a steak. I mean, pool. We're talking about pool. Talking about pool.
Yes. You can play pool right next door. Yep.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I finally found what I was trying to say. So of
Good,
course,
because I'm gonna get in trouble trying to fill time.
Save the show. Save Viking.
I'm definitely going back to jail. This shit's
Viking needs Loki right about now. Anyhow, so Chris
Metro's
did.
outside waiting for you, Viking.
Chris did wanted to say this. He gave his pick and who he's gonna. And of course, he's picking the Insomniacs. He said the Insomniacs by 18. Vegas versus everyone. We take our respect. That is quote from the father of Krypton.
That's the division manager right there.
Yeah. He's coming in hot. Coming in very, very hot.
I'd say not impossible, but improbable. I think Florida's got a lot more, let's say, stick-wittedness. A lot more bringing themselves off the canvas and getting back at it than I think we're giving them credit that Chris is potentially giving them.
Not to be punny, but do they have more stick with it than sick with it did?
Nah, sick. Look, sick. Have you ever seen Sick give up?
I'm just asking the question because that game was.
To answer your question,
it's
no.
going to be.
Right.
It's
and going back to that game, like I said, it was a tell of One team kept their composure. One team lost their composure.
And for me, Sick With It is basically the Watchmen. Like,
Right.
top level speed, but not elite speed, and tons of physicality. Right? Same makeup, depth.
Multiple quarterbacks.
Right?
No.
They had the makeup to be a solid team, and if they stuck together, they could have done some stuff. But when they got down, they started infighting. That'll tear you up every time.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like, they both have all the tools of like that they need to beat anybody. It's
Right.
about putting them together in the correct order, in
Exactly.
the correct time that they struggle with. But if they put it together at the right time with the right personnel, the right package, there's nobody that they can't deal with.
They're not
But-
out of any game.
Right. I see what you're saying, and I agree.
So to complete what's going on in Bullhead City, there's also an AIFA championship game, the Battle of the Dashes, Dame and his son. Yes,
You don't mean the 40-yard dash between Casey and Matt?
we're coming. We're,
Okay.
we're getting to that in a few minutes. So hold that thought.
Okay.
It's a 40-yard power walk. I'm drunk. My bad.
Save that for the segue.
You still got more to go. You get
Yeah, no, look, I'm a power through.
Anyhow,
Yeah,
where is
Dame's not involved anymore. As his team's not coming.
Oh, is it not coming?
Oh,
No,
okay.
so
They
now
got scared.
So they didn't. They did not get scared. Let me be clear. The Capital City Cyclones will be going to the Arena Football League.
Okay.
So they are not allowed to play in this game.
Oh, okay.
So we had to. So they had
Fucking
to step
congratulations.
out, right?
Fucking
Right.
congratulations. God,
That's a
damn,
step up.
man, I was trying to be funny, but God.
So
damn it.
we
So
have-
let's give them their props. They're-
So
they're-
now we have
Congratulations,
taken
yeah.
their place.
So the matchup is going to be the
Las Vegas
Kings
Kings.
versus the Saints.
Sorry.
But still,
Saints. Thank you.
but it should be
Oh, the
entertaining.
Saints?
It should be an entertaining matchup. If you want to be a part of everything, go to a7fl.com, go to a7flnevada.com, and purchase your tickets.
The
Support
Saints, fresh off their PCFC championship, where they went, I think, 9-1 throughout the season,
That's impressive.
playing a upper division AIFA team in the Kings, who are, I believe, winless in their last season.
Yes.
So there's a possibility the matchup is strong,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and there are some Kings guys that have played for the
There's-
Saints and vice versa.
Oh, man, this.
Oh, so
Yeah.
expect
It's like
some
the dating
chippiness.
pool in Las Vegas. It's
What?
like playing semi-pro is trying to date at a strip club. Everybody done had everybody. Everybody done had everybody. Like, you just got to be cool with it.
But of course, the icing on the cake is Sunday afternoon, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, 4 Pacific. And
4 in the time zone that matters.
yes. And if you live in Hawaii, that's 1 p.m. Pacific Time. But the main event, the Insomniacs, the Nightcrawlers, for the bag and the trophy and the ring for the American Sevens Football League Championship. Now,
Shit.
to segue what you were trying to say earlier about 2 minutes ago,
What was that?
well, about the
forgot.
second biggest rivalry in the A7FL that doesn't involve teams. So, there's also a little
Oh, yeah.
rivalry going on here. So,
The Humpty Dumpty Dash.
here you go. Way off the field. But anyhow, so let's go back down memory lane of how this actually came to fruition. We go back to June 11th. Between
What happened?
it was Sigwit against the Aces. The game was decided.
Oh, yeah.
And in the YouTube feed of that game, there was some back and forth between one Matthew Ryan and one Casey Cox, which turned to I can beat
Is
you
that
at
how it
40.
began?
That's how it began.
Okay.
I was there.
Man.
I was paying attention to the feed while you were
I forgot.
calling
Shout
the
out to
game.
Corey for instigating. And
I
Rob. Big
forgot.
Rob was a part of that, too.
I wasn't even real sure how it started. I just know I popped out some shit.
Nonetheless, Casey was like, you know what? I'm down. Let's do it. And then this guy
Fuck yes.
from Asgard,
Oh, man.
being the instigator and the antagonist that he is, said, you know
Yeah.
what? Damn, do it. And then Derek said, you know what? For shits and giggles, damn it, go do it.
Yeah, and let's
Yeah,
put it on
go,
TV.
let's do it.
Hurry up and get out
Yeah.
there so we can put it on TV.
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
And I'm all
So-
about it.
So
I'm all
alone.
about that
So
life.
I'm on the mic in the booth, and thus Casey ran twice. We always show the second video,
I mean,
but he ran twice, fell down both times, but thus,
it was a
Got up
hop,
and
skip, and
finished.
then a deer trot.
But thus-
Run is a
So
stretch.
the deer trot was the
but
best.
thus
The-
it
the
became,
best thing
but
I've
thus
ever
Yeah, that
it
seen
was
in my
became,
injured
but thus
knee
it became
like a
serious.
mug. Burnt.
And then Casey was like, you
You
know
look
what?
like you lost some weight.
No, he really did.
No idea.
He
Yeah.
legitimately,
You
he's
forget-
not as round.
You forgot your belly.
Yeah.
You showed up today without your
He
belly.
left
What
the-
happened?
No,
I mean, he also left
I
the
left that
collar to a shirt, but
motherfucker
we're
in
not gonna
Bastrop,
talk about that.
Louisiana, in that firework
There
tent
you
with
go.
70% humidity at 115 heat index.
That's
So-
what's up.
There will be a 40-yard dash between the two play-by-play voices of the A7FL, between Matthew Ryan and Casey Cox. But here's what I want to know, Mr. Cox. Is there what whoever wins, what's the payoff, for lack of a better term, between you two? Or is there any payoff between you two?
Honestly, I thought about this, and the one thing that I really wanted, I wanted for this whole entire broadcast team. And before I could even get it out on a show, Matt Ryan shot that shit down.
Ooh, what was it?
And it was simply winner of the race gets the broadcast of the championship game.
Oh, yeah,
and Matt Ryan's response was, "That's too sacred to risk on two fat men running."
That'd be like, you beat me a race, and now I got to give you my job. That's not.
Right,
That's not
like,
happening, bro.
like,
You go run
I mean,
Apex. You will run Apex electrical sales now.
I was,
Hey, that
I
thing
was
that you've been building for 25 years,
Yeah, right.
30 years.
call,
Right.
Yeah,
call it what you want.
let me
But
get that.
he said that's too sacred of a job to risk on two fat men running. I thought, hey, that's the perfect spot to risk on two fat men running. What
Of course.
better way?
Because you're the one who doesn't have to give up something sacred.
Well,
Then let's be real.
Butt naked booty scoots into the river.
And there's our
There it is.
weekly mention of Butt Naked Booty Scoots.
Oh, we're
Brought to you
playing spades for butt naked booty scoots.
Oh boy.
That's a side note. My bad. Sorry. Kid.
so
I'm
so
good at
no.
those.
I mean, as of right now, I've tried to think, and there's really nothing more I wanted
I
than
would.
that.
I have a recommendation.
Jersey
50,
swap.
50 on-demand push-ups to be used at your discretion whenever you would like. So if you win the race, anytime you want, like, Matt, I need 3 right now. I don't give a damn if he's wearing a suit. If he's in the broadcast booth doing his game, he's got to stop and give you whatever you ask for a push-up on.
You could do bird calls too,
Ooh.
or like animal noises. So you could do like 50 animal noises. So you could hit him up in the middle of a broadcast, or if he's doing like the wrestling thing, and if he sees the message, you give me an elephant. And he's got to stop and he's got to do it immediately.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought about it, and I was like, that was really the thing I wanted, and I put it out at first as let me call the game, but that was kind of gonna be when I come back. That was gonna be this broadcast team calls that game if I win that race. That's kind of how I felt about it. Nonetheless,
Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen.
I knew that probably wasn't gonna happen. That was the only thing really though that I really wanted out of the race was something like that, and then Matt to fire back with something equivalent in some way, shape, or form. And
All right, we're running out of time.
So-
dude. Come up with something
Yeah,
else.
nothing.
man.
So-
I'm
so-
waiting.
All right.
so for now, I mean, it's just for fun. I don't really have anything that
fuck
I
that.
really
We gotta
want.
figure something out. No,
No, I do.
bullshit.
I mean,
Bullshit. No,
It's just
we're
for
not-
fun. I'm not allowing the race. How about that? Y'all need to
Yeah,
come up
fuck
with something.
that. Y'all
Fuck
need to
it.
figure something out.
Well, I'm pretty sure Matt will
So-
come up with something
I go on-demand push-ups until you come on with something else.
on Friday when the Viking and myself will be a special guest on their
I'll figure
50th
something fucked up out.
show, which will take place actually at the Fieldhouse on Friday. We have been invited to be a part of the show as a big roundtable. So thank you to the 301 Podcast for
Yo,
the
yeah,
invitation.
shout out to the 301 Podcast. I love you guys.
Thank you for the invitation. We appreciate it. So,
By the way, that broadcast house is going to be lit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Hopefully-
I'm happy and sad I'm in that chat. Like, I won't be at that house. and-
Just when I show up, just
Please don't show up naked. That's all I ask.
no, I won't
And
show
if
up
you
naked
are, let me
immediately.
know so I can
My
hide.
son will be with me until nightfall.
Okay.
So you guys are safe up until the night goes.
Oh,
till-
Jesus.
when the sun goes down,
Lord
when
help
the
us.
sun goes down,
Lord help us.
things come out at night.
Yes, the freaks do come out at night.
Yeah.
sun's down, buns frown.
Sun's down, buns out. Fuck it.
So you're saying you're happy and sad. Why are you happy and sad, Derek?
Because his buns are out and I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm finna
okay.
be naked. Y'all finna see a whole. I mean, I wouldn't say a whole
you guys
bunch
have
of
a
something.
pool or hot tub too, George. I'm not
If
mistaken.
y'all think I'm taking a shot, I'm just gonna be jumping in there. But hey, come here. Yeah, no, y'all not. Man, come on. Y'all don't get naked at Airbnbs.
I do. Not around a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, not about
This is my first. This is my
This is
first.
for me, not for you.
This is my
me,
first
me
time.
and my family have our
This
own
is my
Airbnb.
first time
so-
being in one.
Yeah.
This is my first time being in one, so I don't know what to expect.
Oh yeah, no, just expect me naked. It's fine.
Okay, I'll hide.
Expect a bunch of people being up late when you're trying to sleep. Is
I
what
have,
to expect.
I have extra space at my Airbnb
Bunch
if you
of
want
cut
to
up
come over.
straws.
I appreciate it.
Because I have an Airbnb of my own in Bullhead City, and we have extra beds. So
But no,
Oh man.
shout out to Josh from the Jaffos podcast. He wants to do a big roundtable setting also
That should be so fire.
while we're out there. So it's going to be a whole big roundtable podcast, you know, shooting the shit, for lack of a better term, and talking sports. And of course, and also you wanted to have a season in review show. So that's
That's gonna be fucking.
yeah,
that's
that'd be awesome.
pretty cool too.
I feel like the league has come a long way in this season. Like just from seeing like how our production went, like the first couple of games, seeing how like stressful everything was and how like choppy it was, not just from like a production standpoint, but from like how the games were running. Like there were breaks and there were, you know, questions on rulings and questions on different, like there was just so much different shit going on. And again, like shout out to Derek for really like smoothing things out. Like, and you know, he has an amazing support cast with Kelly and with Chris and with Will and with everybody like going on
and you guys.
And I mean, we still fucked up a lot of names, but it is what it is. Like we tried, and like I feel like the league in general got a lot of momentum towards the end of the season. Like, and I feel like without the talent being so concentrated here in Nevada, like, and y'all can feel how the fuck you want to, but A7FL Nevada is about to be the reason that we get paid. We're going to be the reason that y'all get paid. That's going to be that's going to be what happens because we have the momentum, we have the people, we have the charisma, we have the personalities to sell not just football, but entertainment. Like I could give a fuck about how good y'all think y'all are at football. Y'all can't sell football like us. Y'all can't sell these games like us. You're not going to be able to compete with us on a personal basis, let alone on a football field. We're putting up 60 on everybody anyway. And on top of that, we're way too swaggy for y'all. Get the fuck out of here.
Just a friendly reminder. Again, as mentioned, it's the 50th podcast for the 3-on-1. You can actually get your tickets to go to that live. As we said, it'll be live at the Fieldhouse at the 50-yard line. So please get your tickets for this special 3-on-1 podcast, to which myself and the Viking will be guest starring on that. So again, shout out to Matt, Rob, and Corey for the invite. We appreciate it.
I might have clothes on for that.
Barely.
Pasties.
I just expect
Banana hammock.
Pasties. Oh, I'm gonna get the Bruno thong?
Yes.
Like the Bruno bathing suit? Oh, yeah. Yes, somebody find that for me on Amazon. Send me the link.
Mandex.
Yep. Got you. Oh, you already know what it is. You got one. That's fucked up.
I got two.
Oh,
Same
my.
color.
Oh,
just in
boy.
case the other
I
one
just
is
need
dirty.
one in red and black.
Well,
In
Insomniacs.
case I get dookie stains on the other one.
Yeah.
Well, as Dave Chappelle said, you will never feel quite the same when you get a whiff of his Hershey stains
Man. That ain't the truth.
with his platinum hit. So we've
You
talked
ever have
about
somebody shit on your
Bullhead
floor?
at verbatim for a long time, and gentlemen, it is finally here.
It is upon us.
The weekend is finally here. The time to crown a champion.
Insomniacs.
Thank God. I am so fucking tired.
Yeah.
I need this shit to be
Man.
over so I can go back to being a regular fucking human.
Can
Please.
we run right back into the next season?
No. Look, if you want to take this shit over and run it for me, absolutely.
I've
You and
seen-
Kelly can
I've-
have this shit
I've
for a while.
seen the
I
hours.
need a
I've seen
fucking
the
break.
hours you put in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no
as
shit.
we come to the final 11 minutes of this 44th edition,
Beautiful.
I'm pretty much sure of who this panel is going to pick as we come to our final thoughts. But since you've been the self-promoter of this show,
yeah.
I'm going to let you kick it off with the final thoughts. So lay down your passion, Viking.
Well, okay. So, for my final thought, man, is I'm not even honestly going to be football related. I want to bring up something completely different. Man, mental health is something that's very serious for like a lot of men that, like our age, and like we don't talk about it enough. We see our friends struggling on Facebook. We see our friends struggling on Instagram. If they're not hitting you back when you hit them up, pull up on them. This shit is serious. We're losing people every day. Like, check on your friends. Not everybody's okay. No matter how it seems, not everybody's okay. And I've just seen some shit from a lot of different players, and it bothers me. I love you guys. Man, reach out to somebody, go kick it with somebody. That's what I got.
Very well said.
It's beautiful.
Mental health is real. And me coming from a spiritual faith background, one of the biggest things I try to do is checking on people. Just the simple, hey, you all right? What's up? Because, you know, one of the things they try to tell you is men are supposed to be strong and shake that stuff off. But men feel pain too. Men cry too. Not to get biblical with it, but Jesus himself cried. He cried over a friend passing away. That friend's name was Lazarus. So, if you feel the urge to cry and have the need to cry, you ain't no punk. Cry. Crying is an emotion, and sometimes crying is how we heal. But with that said, I also want to say that, Vince Young, we have not forgotten about you. We're still writing for you. We're still praying for you. And you don't have to go through this recovery alone. But to piggyback of what the Viking said, if something's on your mind and you just need an ear to vent to, it's not hard to pick up the phone. Like Tupac said, not hard to find.
That's a lot of dead air.
Right?
It is.
Dramatic pause.
Dramatic pause.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. You, man.
Look, yeah, no, look,
You
man,
hit him
shit
with,
happens, man.
you hit him with some real shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, like, but it affects a lot of people, bro. We don't talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's expected to just thug shit out, bro. You're not supposed to do that. We got a lot of single dads out there. It's a lot of people really stepping up for their kids, stepping up for the next generation. They ain't got no fucking support. Because we don't do it. We gotta fucking do it. Ain't nobody else coming, bro. Ain't nobody coming to save you. That's what you gotta have friends for. Pick your fucking circle.
I think the one thing that we don't do, and it's rather disturbing, we don't encourage one another enough.
Nah.
And that's got to start. Because at the end of the day, and this is just something I was taught, sometimes your blessing comes when you celebrate somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes we get lost in that because jealousy kicks in. But sometimes really, and I've seen this myself, I've seen it with my own eyes, I've seen it in this busy thing that's called life. When you learn to celebrate somebody else, you too also will receive. It may not be exactly what that person gets, but something that you have a heart desire to get. If you learn to celebrate and encourage somebody else and be like, you know what? You got that. I'm next. And I think we as men really need to just, you know what? Encourage one another because we got the hate part down. We got the cussing you out part down. But the L word and the E word, we don't love enough. We don't encourage enough.
Nope.
And I think that would be a challenge I would present to everybody. Love one another, encourage one another. Okay, somebody else take over before I start preaching the sermon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you for that beautiful message, Viking. I agree with you guys 100%. I live my life in that exact same vibration. My motto is givers gain. I give every chance I get. I've never turned down anybody who's come to me looking for help. I require you to be legit with that help, but I'm always there for people who ask and sometimes volunteer it for people who don't even know they need it. That's the life I wish everybody would live, and this world would be a better place, in my opinion. But, you know, some people think I'm an asshole too. So, you do what you can to make this world a better place, and you lead by example. You do the things that you ask of other people. I know this man to my left, which you guys can't see on TV, Mr. Viking, lives that life, and I appreciate him for it. We've had some nice discussions, man, and glad to have you around into my life. And I'm here for you when you need me, for real.
Thank you.
But as far as we're doing the final message, right?
Yes, we are.
All right, so a lot of great things going on this weekend, and I know I said I want this shit to be over because I do, but let's be real. This weekend is the culmination of 2 years of intense work, preparation, sacrifice, giving up everything in my life to make things wonderful. My work has suffered, my life has suffered, my wife has suffered, my family suffered, but football has grown. Viking a minute ago talked about how Vegas is the one that's putting A7FL on the map, and I appreciate him saying so, because I know what I put into this on a personal level, and I know what all the people around me who are associated with this have put into this on a personal level. People have given up a lot. My man across the table from me here, KC, moved from Oklahoma just so he could be closer to this, to be a part of what we're building. That's how dedicated some of these folks are. Blaze last night, having some medical issues, still trying to, like, I don't want to take these meds so I can work.
He's here producing the show
and he's
right
here
now.
producing the show right now. Shout out to Blaze, man.
Absolutely. Shout out.
VY, like, fresh out the hospital bed, giving shout outs to the Insomniacs, telling them to do their shit. That's how much we care about this thing, and it's those messages and that vibe that gives me all the motivation I need to keep going, even though I desperately want this shit to be over this year so I can go back to and start repairing all the things that I broke to get where we're at. But this weekend is going to be absolutely brilliant, live, wonderful. All the things that are still on the docket for us to do are going to be top shelf things, especially the A7FL Championship, the Food Truck Festival, the car show. Shout out to Blaze one more time. Man, I was telling people yesterday in our committee meeting, for everything we do moving forward, we need to have a champion for it. We didn't have champions for a bunch of our things. Blaze grabbed the mantle to take care of the car show and the food truck, and those two things are like rock solid events. That dude's been driving down to Bullhead every other weekend, handing out flyers. Like, he stands on his business the same way we all want to. And I'm going to shut it right down right there so somebody else got some time. I just want to say thank you guys. Keep that energy, and I appreciate you. See you Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Before you take us on, let me just say this. I couldn't ask for better teammates when y'all welcome me into this. And for that, I'm grateful. And I love you guys.
Love you.
I mean that sincerely. Casey, take us home.
All right. So my final thoughts, as Derek said, we've been at this now. I've been a part of this now for 2 spring seasons. Man, I'll tell you what. I told my family and I told my biggest haters, I'm going to be ESPN level with my broadcasting someday, somehow. It's going to happen 10, 15 years down the road. Derek Duncan opened that door for me, and it happened, in my opinion, and everybody who knows me's opinion, ESPN level happened in Cincinnati with all the people that watched on Caffeine and heard that broadcast. Everybody, when I told them the numbers, they were like, holy shit, you did it. Even my dad, who was my biggest hater, said, I'm proud of you. That meant something to me. So right now, that's the peak and that's the high of my career. But my next high is sometime, someday, somehow, calling a championship game for this league. That's my biggest goal. Matt Ryan, I look up to you. As much as we talk shit back and forth, you're who I want to be 2 or 3 years in this league. I want to be calling those championship games. I want to have that opportunity. I want to be presented that opportunity. And I'm going to work for it. So,
with that said, the road to Bullhead City starts Friday. Special thanks to Nick Blaze, who went through the ringer last night to produce this show. And for that, we love him. We appreciate him. Special thanks to Quan, as always. For the Viking, who is doing the do. For Derek Duncan. For the returning Casey Cox.
I'm back.
Double A Anthony Alvarez saying thank you for watching as always. We will see you in Bullhead City as we crown a champion. Will it be the Insomniacs?
Yes,
will it be the Nightcrawlers?
No, it won't.
Only one way to find out. You got to be there and watch. But until then, we'll see you on the other side of the ball. And we'll see you in Bullhead City.
Let's go.